Is it time for a 4-day work week? A Democratic congressman from California is advancing a bill to define the work week in federal law as 32 hours. Anything more than that would be considered overtime. Should this bill pass, it would apply to all sectors of the economy, including the service and restaurant industry. Business leaders are split on the practicality of the plan.
The biggest issue was the fact that hour for hour net decreases in productivity and efficiency, quite frankly.
Asking to take another 20% reduction in just productivity and competitiveness would either require double staffing, which is not practical, not pragmatic, isn't doable.
Kennedy, this point about needing to double staff people to make up for the lost employees, particularly in the service industry, does this work? At this moment in our history, when so many restaurants can't get people to work.
No, it's very interesting. First of all, it doesn't work. Second of all, we do have a very strange labor market right now. We don't have very high labor force participation, but we do have very low unemployment. Right. And those two things are actually quite confusing. But if you ask small business owners, and they should be consulted here, they're having an almost impossible time, even to this day. With the looming recession, they're still having a hard time staffing, especially in the service industry. They would have to pay twice as much. That means they either have to raise prices, go to automation, or go out of business. Those are three bad choices. Now,
there is this study that Boston College and Cambridge did. Joey, it showed that the companies that tried this 4-day work week plan plan to stick with it. Something like 18 of the 27 companies that took part said, we're going to continue this. Now, I don't know how practical this is in reality. And here's my question. Is this a COVID holdover? Is this an answer to all those who say, I'm quiet quitting? Well, maybe they should quit out loud.
Certainly it could be. This is where the principle of something and the practicality of it kind of start to conflict. So the principle of this is that companies should have the ability to set the hours that work best for their employees based on the tasks that they have at hand. If there are a lot of jobs that you go in and you've got a week's worth of work to do and you do it at your pace, and if you get done, if you're more productive in a 32-hour week, why can't you get paid for 40 hours of work when 40 hours of work last month in this 5-day week was not even as productive? I know a lot of people who work all week just to make Friday, I'm going to sit around the office day. But when you're talking about servicing someone, that's a completely different industry.
Jillian, I'm going to give you the last shot at this. People who took part in this 4-day work study, they say they're less stressed, they're less burned out. Now, a University of Texas economics professor, Daniel Hamish, he says, who did his own study, it would lower productivity and the GDP. So do you like this idea to be less stressed, or do you just want to go home and be with your baby?
I mean, obviously, I personally need a 3-day weekend. I need 1 day to spend with my daughter.
Yes.
I need another day to, do laundry.
Yes.
Right? And then I need a third day
for meditation and spa.
To watch the 3rd season of All Creatures Great and Small, which is my new favorite show. Okay. So personally, that's my pitch. Maybe my bosses will get back to me later and tell me what they think. I actually think it's genius. I also appreciate that this doesn't work equally well for all industries, obviously, across all sectors. But for certain people who have salaried jobs, I think this is genius. It's not happening for me because
if you can hit the productivity
we're some of those
mark.
People where, you got to be here to do your job. There's no doing your job remote. There's no fudging the hours. If they need you to host the show from 5 to 6, you got to be here. So it's not happening for us. However, most jobs are not like that. If people want to work 15-hour days and only work, 4-day weeks, and that works for the productivity.
They're not talking about this. Is not 4 10-hour work days.
Right. Well, for salaried employees,
fine. This is for 8-hour work
32. Days. They said 32 hours.
Yeah, but it's the federal government creating this and imposing it on these businesses.
Right, and we also know that in practice it wouldn't work that way.
It's deregulation.
Companies that let people do 4-day work weeks expect many more hours.
We're going to sign up. We're going to sign up.
But anyway, I'm into it. Thank you.
3-day work week.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.